Hey everyone, welcome to the webinar. My name is Keen Graham. I'm the CEO and founder of MonetizeMore. We're a publisher monetization partner, and if you'd like to get a free consultation, you can visit MonetizeMore.com and request one. So today I'm going to be doing a presentation on how machine learning and AI can boost your ad revenue. Before I get into that, I'd like to go over this quote by James Scott, who is in the Institute of Critical Infrastructure Technology. Signature-based malware detection is dead. Machine learning-based artificial intelligence is the most potent defense, the next-gen adversary, and the mutating hash. So this is one of the examples of how machine learning and artificial intelligence is solving important problems in the ad tech industry. And I'm going to be going over some more problems and some other opportunity that we've been solving and that other publishers can be solving in the future. So kind of a big confusion we've noticed in the ad tech industry is the difference between machine learning and artificial intelligence. Machine learning is a technology that has experiential learning. It creates many different variations of, say, the different kind of ad tech setups depending on what you're optimizing, and it learns over time. It optimizes over time. Where machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, but a key thing about core artificial intelligence is it has an external agent, and there's an interaction with that external agent. So over this presentation, I'm going to be going over examples for machine learning and artificial intelligence. Most of it is related to machine learning, but there's one really crucial application for artificial intelligence in ad tech. So there's 6 major machine learning opportunities in ad tech. That's Geo Analysis, bid timeouts, bid floors, ad refresh, ad optimization insights, and the buy side. So the first one, Geo Analysis, is really important because the country is one of the greatest determiners of user value. And with machine learning, you can further refine the targeting by geo. And machine learning really comes into a factor because there's close to 200 countries in the world. And machine learning kind of automates this segmentation and testing different optimization techniques by these 200 different variations. So that's very difficult to do manually, but to do it automatically and then learn over time can be very powerful and can yield some really strong RPM increases. The second one is bid timeouts. So there's a great opportunity for publishers to run dynamic timeouts. So that is running different timeouts over time, rather than having your classic static timeout that some of you might have seen via pre-bid. So what we do is we split the timeouts by geo. So for example, a timeout that's running for, say, Canada versus one in Botswana, it's going to be a lot different because you tend to get different internet speeds. So there's the actual internet speed itself, fiber optic versus dial-up. You're going to want to run different timeouts for that user. And of course, the device type, mobile versus desktop. So we run all these different variations of timeouts, and with our machine learning technology, come up with the best timeout per segment. And this is also balanced with page performance metrics, because it isn't just about RPM in this case, it's also about having fast loading pages to maximize the user experience. So we don't want to, because if it was just about RPM, then you go with the maximum timeout. But with this balance of monetization versus user experience with page load times, machine learning is kind of able to find that optimal middle. Third one is bid floors. So some of you might have heard about the second price auction with Google Ad Exchange. So I'll give an example. Say for an ad impression, Ad Exchange wins the bid at $10, and the second highest bid was $5. AdX can win that second price. Their first price was $10. Their second price could be as low as $5.01. However, if there is a bid floor implemented between the $5 and $10 range, you can increase that bid. You can create that upward kind of push on that bid. So where machine learning kind of comes in is it tests different bid floors to try to get a bid floor between that $5 and $10 in this example. If it's too low, the bid floor is irrelevant. If it's too high, the bid floor actually takes Ad Exchange out of the bidding process. So with this, there's also header bid floors. All the different header bid networks, and many of them have the ability to implement floors as well. So there's a similar type of optimization with machine learning involved here, but where it gets even more complex is you're running bid floors for many different bidders, so Ad Exchange and the header bid networks, and this creates multivariate bid flooring, which can get really complex. You get many different variations, and it's necessary to use machine learning to come up with the optimal bid flooring strategy over time. The fourth one is ad refresh. And while this is a great opportunity to increase ad revenues in the short term, it can also be very damaging in the long term. You can run many different strategies. We highly recommend for you to disclose that you're running, if you're running it, to disclose that you're running ad refreshes for each one of your demand sources, and check in to see which actual requirements they have so that you're not infringing on any of their terms and conditions. So the best strategies for ad refresh really depends on the bidders and each domain. So it's important to run fresh tests for each domain because it could have a different strategy that actually runs better. So it's important to run all these different kind of strategies, these different variations, and machine learning is the best way to come up with an optimal strategy. Another great opportunity is ad optimization insights. With all the machine learning testing and the analysis, we can come up with important recommendations to further increase RPMs. A good example of this is layout optimization. When most publishers, they decide where to put their ad placements manually. However, machine learning, you can run many different variations of ad placements, but also the ad sizes to come up with the most optimal place to put the ad units and which ad sizes to run and how they kind of interact with each other, where you come into multivariate testing. Another example is optimal bidders. So many publishers, they ask, what is the optimal amount of bidders to run within a header wrapper and which bidders to actually run within that? So machine learning can test this and come up with the optimal number of bidders and the optimal bidders to actually run within the header wrapper. And the final one is machine learning drives the buy side. The majority of advertisers will use machine learning, and that results in advertisers reacting quicker using their machine learning algorithms. And as a result, this machine learning pressure, where they're reacting really quickly, needs to be countered on the sell side by the publishers to react to the changes that the advertisers are making using the machine learning algorithms. So without this machine learning on the sell side, the publishers will suffer and experience lower RPMs over time. And then we come to AI. So this is relevant to direct sales, and probably many of you have heard that programmatic is already killing direct sales. And this is going to become even more so with these AI message bots that will replace pre-sales. So say on your publisher site, an advertiser goes in and they message your site because they're interested in direct buy. Then a message bot can answer any of their kind of more basic questions, the frequently asked questions, and they can go through that pre-sales process. And then once they ask anything that is more complex, more specific, then that can be forwarded to a human direct salesperson. As a result, AI will further shrink direct sales teams, especially for publishers, and you can expect ad networks will eventually adopt AI bots. So machine learning and AI is here. Will you be left behind? We highly recommend for you to start thinking about this technology and look at implementing it. But there's the decision. Do you outsource this type of technology, or do you build it in-house? So if you decide to go to outsource it, we recommend you consider these really important factors. First one is ad inventory ownership. If you're working with a partner, it's really important to keep that ad inventory ownership. You should own the ad server. This is a big part of your revenue pool, and to keep, say, your DNS settings as well. You don't want to be overly dependent on your ad tech partner, and keep control of what makes you a huge portion of your revenues. Another important factor is transparency. It's important that you know what's happening in your ad inventory and that you get the most important metrics to yourself so that you can make important business decisions based on those metrics. And finally, there's performance. At the end of the day, you want the ad tech that gets you the strongest results. So PubGuru is a SaaS solution. It's the Hootsuite of ad optimization. So it offers do-it-yourself ad ops platform where it is a complementary solution to your in-house ad ops team. So it essentially amplifies the efforts of your in-house ad ops team. It provides automated reporting. So rather than copy and pasting revenues and impressions onto a spreadsheet, you can just log in and see your up-to-date stats on the fly. And it also offers an ad inventory deep dive. So you get the most important stats from your ad inventory, and if there's any issues or you're looking for opportunities to improve the RPMs, we provide the ability using our tools to dive into your ad inventory and see what issues there are and opportunities. So of the three aspects that I described, PubGuru offers all of it. So PubGuru offers the complete ad inventory ownership where you can just plug in your ad server into PubGuru. No need to change any DNS settings. It offers full transparency. You get the most important metrics within the platform, and it filters it into DFP so that you can verify the stats via your ad server. And finally, it's a high-performing, it'll increase your RPMs. We've done A/B tests against other alternatives and in-house setups, and it consistently wins with higher RPMs. So this is kind of what the PubGuru interface looks like. It has unified reporting, as I mentioned, discrepancy reports between your DFP accounts and the ad network accounts, so that if the ad network accounts are reporting lower revenues, you can find out right away and fix the leak by talking to the ad network. And there's revenue attribution, so that you know exactly how much you're making on a particular article, or maybe a traffic source that you get a lot of traffic from, or if you're doing media buy and you want to see how it segments out and how much revenue you're making, we have all those stats within PubGuru. And then some other features that we're bringing in is a DFP wizard, which is an expedited setup of DFP. There's PubGuru Ad Inspector, which is a Chrome extension that is a replacement for HeaderBid Expert or the DoubleClick Chrome extension. It essentially brings the inspection of your ad inventory many steps further so that you get a deeper dive of what is happening in your ad inventory. You can fix problems a lot easier and come up with opportunities to further increase your RPMs. We also will offer Traffic Pop, which is a fraud detection and suppression technology, so that there is less of a chance for you to get banned by Google or another ad network for having low quality traffic, because we will suppress that traffic so that no negative bots get into your site. We also will offer a header bid control center, which is like the DFP for header bidding. It has all the toggles and controls to optimize your header bid setup on the fly within the interface. And finally, we'll be offering several free optimization tools that we'll be adding to the interface. So overall in 2018, we estimate to optimize over $84 million in ad revenues. About 345 million users have seen ads optimized by MonetizeMore. And thousands of domains run MonetizeMore's AdTech today. So if you're interested in signing up, you can sign up on the MonetizeMore.com website. And then we will screen each one of your domains to make sure that it follows the terms and conditions of Google and several of the other header bid ad networks. And if you are able to, if you get over 20 million pages per month and you get in as a premium publisher, we will initiate a concierge setup where we set up everything for you. It's a hands-off type of setup so that you don't have to worry about it. Our team handles it. All right, thanks everyone. If you have any questions, please type it into the chat box, and I'll answer them one at a time. So we got a question here. Does our system offer machine learning ad placement? So it currently does not. For all devices, we have a mobile injection one where we do offer specific placements for the mobile setup. We are working to do this for desktop and tablet. So if you're interested in our mobile injection, where we test various different ad placements within mobile sites, then you can contact our team and we can give you more information on that. So we have another question. Is MonetizeMore applying machine learning right now as a reseller? So that is not the case. We have our own proprietary machine learning technology built into our header wrapper and PubGuru. And this is something that is a core competency of MonetizeMore. We've been putting a lot of resources into it, and we plan to further grow this piece of our technology because we see it as a big part of the future of AdTech. So we have another question. Do we have a demo that you can play with? So this is something that we can offer once we are launching PubGuru fully live. We're currently in beta, and it's something that you guys can definitely check out. It's going to be a free sign up, and once that is ready to go, once we're fully live to the public, then yes, you can definitely check it out. So please sign up to our newsletter. We're going to be having some big announcements there, and then you'll be able to keep up to date with the launch of PubGuru to the public. So we have another question. Any website using the tech you can see in action? So we can, please connect with Brennan on that. We can get you, we can show you a website. We can even show you PubGuru Ad Inspector in action and give you kind of a little bit of like a mini demo on that. So you can get a hold of us. We'll definitely give you that peek into one of the sites that's running it and PubGuru Ad Inspector, so you can see the deep dive into the analysis of the ad inventory. So we have another question here. Are the machine learning decisions being made in real time? So this is, as I explained, it's kind of our tech goes through experiential learning. So it runs these different variations, and then once it sees the stats, it will slowly adjust it to kind of move towards the more optimal solution. So this does happen in real time, and as we run more tests and more variations, it gets closer and closer to that kind of optimal solution. But at the same time, it's also running a small percentage of the other solutions that were considered non-optimal, but sometimes things change, and it's always kind of testing its potential to be incorrect over time, because there's other factors outside of website, things change in the industry, so we're always kind of double checking our conclusions with our machine learning as well. All right, looks like that's all the questions. Thanks, everyone. And if you have any further questions after this presentation, feel free to get a hold of us. We're happy to answer any questions related to machine learning, artificial intelligence related to AdTech, or just AdTech in general. Okay, thanks, everyone.